Most people know SpaceX or the United Launch Alliance, heavy hitters in the space industry that launch big satellites on big rockets.
And the liftoff of the Atlas V and NOAA's GOES.
But lately, a growing number of startups have come on the scene that just want to launch smaller satellites. So how do you do that? Well, you build a smaller rocket. Meet Launcher, a startup rocket company based out of Brooklyn, New York. Formed in March of 2017, the team is small, just 4 full-timers. And this is where they test out their prototype rocket engine, a handful of shipping containers that sit on a quiet airstrip in Long Island, New York. Leading the team is Max Hote. Similar to aerospace billionaires Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, Max got his start in the internet. He founded the video streaming company Livestream before starting his own rocket venture.
Right now, we are a team on a 10-year journey to build a small satellite delivery launch vehicle. We are testing and developing our first engine, which is called Engine 1. It's actually the first one. We're not flying that engine, but we're using it to basically learn and obviously also refine our 3D printing partners and the technology.
And what was your inspiration for going into rockets, and why specifically small rockets?
Today, there's both a market need for smaller launcher, but also developing a smaller launcher is less funding and actually a more realistic endeavor. We know there is market demand, and we strongly believe in our thesis that even in 10 years, there will be some demand.
Thanks to the miniaturization of electronics, many satellites have become much smaller over the last decade. Probes don't need to be the size of a bus anymore. In fact, some can be as small as a shoebox. The options for getting these satellites into orbit, however, are limited. Typically, small satellites hitch rides on larger rockets carrying heavy payloads, but this means they don't have priority over where they go in space. That's why companies like Launcher want to focus solely on launching small satellites. The team is currently working towards creating a 4-engine rocket that is 65 feet tall and capable of getting 662 pounds of cargo into orbit. But that rocket doesn't exist yet. Right now, Launcher is working with a 1/40th scale prototype of their engine, and they've invited us to see it in action. What is today's test? I mean, you guys are still very new into the testing process, right? Mm-hmm. So we're seeing a very, one of the first tests, right?
So, as I mentioned, 10-year journey. It's less than 1 year. We've built a team. We've built all of this. We've raised funding. We've built a test stand behind and all the electronic system and the software you'll see in the control room and all the cameras to see this. And we've built our first engine. So this engine has been fired only 2 times successfully, 6-second test each. And today we're doing a 15-second test because we have enough data to show that the cooling is working as expected, which means we can push it further, we hope, without the risk of any melting.
LOX is filled, line's pre-chilled.
Confirm, Luis?
Confirmed.
Turn on video cameras. Done.
Cameras on and running.
Brian to return the command. Down. Clear area procedure. Siren, 3, 2, 1.
Auto sequence started.
30 seconds. That's quick.
T-minus 25. T-minus 20, starting pressurization. Pressing LOX, pressing Caro. T-minus 15.
15 seconds.
Ignited tank, good pressure. LOX confirmed pressed.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Caro pressed. Main
5,
Caro 2.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Abort.
We're losing cameras, we need to do it.
Okay.
Flood. Well, I'm sorry, Lauren.
No,
We're as disappointed as you are.
It's still a good
and
show.
We didn't hear it. hopefully you'll be back for the next one.
Yeah, we'll just have to come back. That's the only thing. Definitely looks smoky.
Yeah, so you can see what's going on up there, the cables, the state of the cameras.
Just going for a moodier vibe.
Yes, you can see there's a hole.
Oh yeah, I definitely see that.
There you go. So, and you can see the line. This is the line for the liquid oxygen that.
And I see a camera got lost.
They're not rocket fireproof, and we'll replace them.
Most things aren't. So, well, if you'll have us, we'd love to come back and try again, maybe.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
we'll
great.
be firing multiple times a week, and I hope you can come back.
I mean, that's what testing's all about. The launcher team has done a bunch of successful tests over the past 4 months, and they've invited us back to hopefully see one of them this time. It's going to be exciting. Even more exciting, the weather is much nicer today.
Thank you for coming back.
How are you feeling about today?
We feel great. Like since last time, as you know, we had our first and only failure. We had a lot of learnings, which were great. We learned about kerosene contamination, and since then we had, this is today 25th. I think it was the 4th or the 3rd when you were here last time.
The issue last time was that the propellants, liquid oxygen and kerosene, mixed before they were supposed to, resulting in the fireball. Since then, Launcher has improved their testing procedures, and the odds seem better today. For this test, Max and I decided to watch from behind the blast wall. Not terrifying at all.
Auto sequence started.
Okay, they press the button.
The button is pressed, it's happening.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Nicely done! Woo! That was awesome!
So was that worth a trip?
Yeah, definitely!
Some people say it opens a portal to other dimensions.
Now that you've done a couple dozen tests, what is the future like? Where do you see yourself having a fully realized engine in the next couple of years?
Right now we're moving all of our, when we're not here, all of our design time to our engine 2. And we hope to be firing it by the end of next year, turbo pump, and then the end of 2020 for the full engine, assembly.
And then when is the goal for the first launch?
So our goal for commercial is 2026. We hope that we will be flying, that probably will be 2 to 3 years before 2026.
Okay, great.
2023, 2024. So we see this growth. We see that in 2026, more than 10,000 CubeSat a year will need to be launched. Last year, only 300 were launched. And we see, a bunch of companies. There's probably 100 people around the world trying to do what we do. But if you look at any startup, many will fail, many will not be there. And if the demand is what it will be when in 2026, we think we'll be in a really good spot.
So, today was a success. But there's still hundreds of tests to go before Launcher is going to send something into space. Still, it's fascinating that we're living in an era right now where small startups are even attempting things like this. Who knows what the landscape is going to look like in the next decade? Do you love Verge Science Video? Well, we love making them, so subscribe to see where we head next. Thanks for watching.